Ever get that feeling? You know, like when you're looking at something really old, something ancient, and you just can't help but wonder about the people who made it?
Oh, yeah, totally. Like, what were they thinking? How did they pull it off?
Exactly. And that's exactly what we're diving into today, the Nazca Lines.
Ah, those massive geoglyphs etched right into the desert in southern Peru.
Yeah, incredible stuff. We've got a ton of info here about them, all about the Nazca civilization. They were around, roughly between 500 BCE, so like 2,500 years ago, and 500 CE.
Wow, that's a long time. And the scale of these things is mind-blowing.
It really is. We're talking about almost 1,000 square kilometers covered in these designs.
Seriously, 1,000.
Yeah, and they're not just random lines or anything. There are hundreds of different figures. You've got geometric shapes, animals, plants, even some that sort of look human.
I've seen pictures, it's crazy how big some of those figures are.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of meters long, right?
But longer, even. It's unbelievable. And the crazy thing is, they're still there after all this time, all thanks to that super dry climate. It's amazing how well they've been preserved.
It really makes you wonder, like, what was their purpose? Why go through all that effort?
Right. That's the big mystery. I mean, we've got all this information about them, but no one really knows for sure why the Nazca people made them.
It's a real enigma. Our sources highlight just how much we don't know. We have these colossal figures, and yet there's no single universally accepted explanation for why they exist.
So, what are some of the main theories out there? I know the materials mention something about astronomical or religious significance,
Right, so some researchers think they might have been mapping the stars.
like an ancient star chart.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe they were part of some kind of spiritual practice,
Yeah?
aligning themselves with the cosmos.
Fascinating. It says here that the lines could have been used for rituals connected to things like water and fertility.
Yeah, that's another prominent theory. The lines as ceremonial pathways. Makes sense when you think about it, that whole area is desert. Water would have been super important to them.
Makes you think about how different their relationship with nature must have been compared to ours.
Absolutely. And then there's the idea that these geoglyphs were offerings to the gods meant to be seen from above, which, when you think about how they were made, is just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of mind boggling. How did they do it?
Well, from what we understand, they basically removed the darker top layer of rocks to expose the lighter ground underneath. Kind of like drawing in the sand, but on a massive scale.
It says here that some of these figures are as long as several football fields. And the detail, especially in figures like the hummingbird or the spider, is incredible.
It really is. And to think they managed all that with probably just simple tools, wooden stakes, maybe some ropes.
It's hard to imagine the level of planning and effort that must have gone into it. I mean, how do you even maintain those proportions over such huge distances?
Right. That's the million-dollar question. There's some speculation, and the sources do touch on this, that they might have had some way of seeing the lines from above.
Like hot air balloons.
Yeah, that's one theory that gets thrown around a lot, though there's no hard proof. But it's definitely fun to think about. Imagine the Nazca people floating over their creations.
Makes you wonder if there are other things we just haven't discovered yet that could explain it.
Totally. And, speaking of trying to explain things, our sources also mention some of the more, let's call them creative theories out there.
You mean the alien landing strips and stuff?
Exactly. No scientific evidence to support any of that, of course, but it shows how much these lines capture the imagination.
Yeah, I mean, they're mysterious and massive and ancient. It's almost like they're begging for an out of this world explanation.
What I find interesting is what that says about us. Our need to find answers, even if they're a bit far-fetched.
True, but it's important to remember that these lines are more than just a mystery. They're also part of our heritage.
Right, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, no less.
Exactly. And that means we have a responsibility to protect them. But according to this, it's not easy. They're facing all kinds of modern threats.
Sadly, that's the case with a lot of ancient sites. Tourism, climate change, pollution, it all takes a toll.
So we've got these massive geoglyphs made with incredible skill and precision for reasons we may never fully understand. They're a testament to the ingenuity of the Nazca people, but also a reminder of how fragile our connection to the past can be.
It makes you think, doesn't it? Here we are with all our technology and knowledge, and we're still baffled by these lines. They challenge our understanding of the past,
Definitely. And they make you wonder what else is out there. What other mysteries are just waiting to be uncovered?
Exactly. And what will those mysteries teach us about ourselves, about our place in the world, and maybe even about our place in the cosmos?
A lot to ponder.
There is. And I think that's what makes these ancient wonders so fascinating. They push us to keep asking questions, to keep searching for answers, to keep exploring.
And that's what we'll keep doing. Until next time.
Until next time.